I got to talk. I got to tell what I feel. I got to talk about my life as I see it.
Welcome to the podcast show, NYC Youth Sports. I'm your host, Coach Uncle Milt.
And I'm the number one guy on the side, Mr. Phenomenal.
All right. And who we got this young man here sitting here?
Then we got another icon in New York City football, another one of the horsemen, I like to call them, who helped get one of the first black coaching staff, another PSAO ring.
All right.
So with no further ado, I'd like to bring in Mr. Brain Ellis.
All right, Mr. Ellis.
Good evening, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thanks for coming.
So, Brian, let's start out real quick.
Good evening, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on the show.
Let's start out real quick.
Mr. Phenomenal would like to look at himself. Look at himself while he's on the podcast. So he's trying to turn it down.
There you go. I told y'all.
There you go.
Savage.
There you go.
You know, try to work up into a microphone guy that don't work. But like I was saying before, I got interrupted by myself.
Okay.
I'd like to know, who actually is Brain Ellis?
Well, Brain Ellis started playing football. It was crazy. I was 6 years old. Played for the Brooklyn Skyhawks for 2 years, and then I took a hiatus from football and started playing baseball and basketball. And during that little adventure, I ran a couple kids over playing baseball, and the coach was like, "Son, you can't play this sport. You gotta go back to football." So, the first baseman, he was a little mad. The catcher, so it was like, I have to go back to football. I went back. I played for the Brooklyn Hawks when they first started out. Then after that, I went to Sheepshead High School, and A Leaf over here was one of my arch nemesis when I was at Sheepshead. He used to be in the stands with him and the Terror Squad beating on the drums and the tambourines and stuff. And so me and A Leaf go way back.
Yeah, those were some good times.
Those were some good days, And now, fortunately, I'm the head coach of the Canarsie, and I'm sitting there making the chant.
So the chant that you hated is not the chant that you love.
Yeah, I was fortunate. I was from the city. Growing up, wasn't many options. My parents told me either you were going to get good grades to go to school, or you're going to be an athlete and go to school. And I hated school, so I was an athlete. I was the one. I did just enough. The kid that did just enough to pass, so he could play football, and had to learn a little the hard way when it came to recruiting for schools coming in, and they look at my transcript and say you're a hell of a player, but I can't do nothing with you. So I had a couple of doors closed on me. Well, not a couple, a lot. And just being 16, 17 years old, and you have the world at your palms, and it's, I'm the man here, but in actuality, you're not the man because you ain't qualified.
So did you go to the next level to the college level?
Yeah.
Or you went? What school you play for?
I went to University of Massachusetts.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So throughout my process.
UMass.
Yeah, UMass.
Yeah.
Through the process, UMass was one of the only schools that actually waited for me to qualify.
Okay. So you had to go through the junior college thing? Or
no, I was lucky. I was actually lucky. What I had to do was I had to get 290s and 180 and 290s, so I qualified for Clearinghouse, and I was able to get them.
You earned it, or it just fell out the sky?
Oh, no. Shit, I was in class at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, don't fall out the sky.
Yeah.
So you at the time you figured out like, hey, UMass is calling, and
It was a blessing because one of my coaches, Deontay Hager, he was a UMass alum. Mm-hmm. And back then, there was no DVDs, there was no just sent you your highlight link. Yeah. You had to send a VHS.
Yeah.
So
and they had to come out and watch you.
So he asked me, he said, "You got your tape?" I got some of my coaches there over at UMass. They just left Northwestern, and they're back at UMass, and we sent my stuff out. He sent it over to him, and I was actually at work one day. Because I used to work at Coconuts. You remember Coconuts, the music?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I was over there working, and I got a phone call, and they're like, "Hey, this is Brain Ellis." I'm like, "Yeah, this is Coach Brown from the University of Massachusetts." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "We're going to offer you a full scholarship to come play football. Can you get out here to see the school?" I was like, "Yo, Coach," I said, "Yo, stop playing." Like, I'm thinking it's a joke, there's somebody playing me. Yeah. He's like, no, this is serious. Mm-hmm. And I said, "Oh, well, let me call my parents." Mm-hmm. And that weekend we went out to the school, and it was history.
All right.
So, I was blessed because I had to take the hard route. My brother was a 90 student. He had it easy, but he was smaller build person and player. He only played football, once when he was 8 a year, and then 2 years in high school. But when he had his opportunity, he went to University of Hartford. He walked on because he didn't want to go to Dartmouth or Yale or anything. He was that smart guy.
Yeah, right. Turned Dartmouth down.
Yeah, and I was the athlete. I was the brawn. He was the brain.
Yeah. So how far you went with UMass?
I played 4 years. My last year, I was a prospect to go to the NFL. I broke my leg with 3 games. With 3 games left in the senior season. And even after that, I had a couple shots and took my pro day and stuff. But I had a kid at 17.
Okay.
So I took a year and I worked at Poly Prep, and I was coaching football over there for a year. And my agents told me to just keep training. And at the time, my brother, he played 3 years with the Lions. So then he was back home, and he was like, "Okay, you'll train. You have the same agent. We'll work out."
What's your brother mean to pros?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I worked at Poly for a year. I did the coaching over there, tried to stay in shape. And I was just like, you know what? I gotta move on with life. Like, I got a 4-year-old, 5-year-old at home. I provide for her, and my window with football is done. Now it's time to move on to the next step. And
what was the next step?
The next step,
payoff, or the rewards.
The reward was me actually working with kids, because I realized and I learned, like, I'm really good with kids and coaching. Coach Asher from Canarsie, Wood, he actually tricked me and my brother into coaching 7-on-7 team when we first came back. When I came back to college, I came back from the NFL. So he tricked us into coaching because he trained us every summer. And he was like, "Yo, I need you guys to come help me with the 7-on-7 team." And I was like, "All right, cool. We out here working out. We'll work with the kids." So we get out there and we're like, "Yo, Wood, where you at? Practice start." "Oh yeah, I ain't gonna make it, guys. You guys, you run offense, right? You run defense, Brian." And from there, it just started. We started coaching, and the kids didn't want to leave. Sean Mitchell, Ricky Joseph. We had David Nooks. There was just a bunch of kids from the neighborhood, and they were like, "Yo, wherever y'all going to train, we're going to be there training. We're in the park. We come to coach, we don't care." And from that just became my niche, and I wanted to work with kids, and I love it.
So from that point on, how did it become a business? Because you're a businessman.
The crazy part is the business code came out because the kids didn't want to leave us alone. So
as far as training?
Yeah.
As far as training?
Yeah, so
let me stop you right there. Because a lot of people don't understand or know about your program. And I don't understand how that can be, but you just never know. So tell people, what program did you come from when you started?
Well, me and my brother started Elite Prototype Athletics, and now it's the Prototype Performance Lab, where we mentor and train young men, women, just become better student athletes and is a better person as a whole. Because we try to teach them, like sports isn't everything. You know, after football, after whatever sport you play, life goes on, and you gotta be an upstanding citizen and be able to be productive.
People, that name rings bells in youth football. Prototype. I thought it was a facility. I was like, what's prototype? And I was talking to Leaf earlier today. I said, yo, what's that? Just a prototype. He said, no, it's a program. I said, wow, the name is so big, and I hear a lot of people talk about it. So actually, prototype is a workout regimen, or can you explain to us what it actually is?
It started with we were training. We were bringing back the knowledge we learned from college and the pros, and me traveling with my college team, we're going all over the country, going to Montana, going to different spaces, and a lot of my teammates from the South, and you learn their culture of football is completely different from ours.
So you're saying training and fitness and things like that, and nutrition, you bring all that back?
Yes.
Okay.
So what we decided to do was we're gonna bring a program and implement the things that we've learned when we were exposed to when we were out in the football world, and my brother was able to work with Michigan University for a year, and we learned all these different things, and we said we gotta bring this back to our community because our kids are behind the 8 ball, so we gotta help bring them up to speed so we can get more kids out. And it started with we started with those dudes that we got tricked into coaching, Sean, and they didn't want to leave, but that team at Jefferson that year, they went on and they whooped everybody, and they won 2 championships back to back in the 3 division. And those kids, they wanted to work. And we had a young man. We went around to how many youth banquets? Courtney took us to every youth banquet possible. And me and my brother spoke, and one mother at the Renegades, Naisha Bates, she said, you know what? I was gonna send my son to offense-defense camp. I'm gonna pay the $500. He said, no, don't send him. Send him to them. Let them train him for the summer, and see how it works out. And from that year, Ramel went from, he had 12 touchdowns as an average kid to now 52 he had this year. And he tore the league up and tore up nationals.
Like the show is starting a program called NYC Youth Sports Initiative, and it's about body, mind, and soul, education, fitness, and nutrition. And we want to get the youth kids that's coming into high school, because you're a high school coach, and we want people like you that knows the 3 part of these things, to get them ready to introduce them to how to be a student athlete from the beginning. We want to start off with 12 and really all ages, but we want to really get serious with 12 and 13. Me and Coach High with Boardwork is putting this together, and we'd like you to come in another time when we got our segment to tell. But what is your best part of the fitness or the nutrition, or just both?
It's a program that's all together, works together. Because if you even working out, if you're not properly hydrating and with nutrition, it doesn't work. So a lot of parents, you have to be regimented, and you have to teach your kids how to eat properly. And parents have to buy into the program as well. So it's not just okay, you come in and you work out and this is going to happen. No, it's just a big buy-in, and that's why we look for parents and kids who want to be a part of it, who want to do it. So what happened was Prototype started with 4 or 5 kids, and me and my brother used to pay for the kids' membership to go to Aviator to work out. And we were paying for their membership month after month, and they were working out. And then somebody said to us, you guys have a skill set, you have a talent, you guys should be getting paid for it. And we're like, we don't want to get paid for this, we just here to help the kids. but they're like, no, you need to get paid for what you're doing. So we came up with a fee just so we can cover the rental fee for the gym and stuff. Yeah. And from there,
you was doing it out of a gym.
Yeah, we was. We started at Gersh Park, and then New York, the winter happened. So then we went over to Aviator, and we pitched them our idea.
Okay.
So at first, Aviator was like, yeah, sure, go ahead, Then when it blew up and we got up to 200 plus kids, they were like, hey, hold on a minute. This is a big deal here. So, then we moved over to Patplex in Canarsie, and which was more of our neighborhood, our people, where we can service them. And, you'll see clips of Elite from 2 years ago. I've seen that video. Posted on Facebook.
Yeah, load it on our group page. Please do. Please do.
Like I said, I remember when I first found out, even though I've known the family for a long time, I was in high school football, but once they got involved with this here, I sent my sons was trained by them as well. Matter of fact, there was quite a bit of chief kids that was in there, when they first got started.
This is something that's needed now because it helps you as a high school coach.
Well,
with kids coming in already.
Tell them where it has evolved to.
So now, before we would charge for the kids to come in and they can work out stuff. But now, me and my brother, we just do it for the love of it for the kids. So we hand-selected kids that come to the program. Took 60 kids this year, and we scholarship them, and they just come. They work out for a 3-month program, and we train them. They come, have fun, and they have access to the gym to do what they want, hang out. But we just like to keep the kids off the street, keep them doing stuff positive. But also, it turns into a mentorship program because now we have what we call it the prototype experience, where when our kids go to college, and there's a point in a young man or young lady's life where they're lost when they come out of college, right? They got to acclimate to become official to our young men and young women who are athletes in our program. When they come back, we have a mentorship program inside of elementary school where these young people, they mentor the students who have behavioral issues, who have what do they call them, the IEPs, so not only are we servicing other youth, but we're giving those kids jobs so they get paid and they can figure out what they want to do when they come home from school.
So we're about to go to the break, and when we come back, I want you to address on how to get the information to people who can self-help. Because you start growing like 300 kids, 500 kids. There's no way you're going to help. So we want you to be a part of this youth, this initiative we're doing, because it's going to be like a newsletter or something that people come and read and say, okay, this is what I can do at home every day, and it comes from you guys. Okay.
Well, while we're paying some bills, why don't you gentlemen out there, you ladies out there, boys and girls out there, pets, whoever you got out there, go onto the page on YouTube and hit like, subscribe, while we pay some bills. We'll be back.
This is the season to think of Hot Beats. Hot Beats Electronics, authorized dealers. Cell phones and accessories, think of Hot Beat. Electronics, think of Hot Beat. Car audio, think of Hot Beat. DJ equipment, think of Hot Beat. Visit our stores at 16605 Jamaica Avenue, Jamaica, New York. That's 16605 Jamaica Avenue, Jamaica, New York. Call us at 718-291-1552. That's 718-291-1552. Or shop online at hotbeatnewyork.com. That's www.hotbeatnewyork.com. Layman's Legal Services provides help with eviction, foreclosure, delay of auction, immigration, federal and state lawsuits, and so much more. Ask about the seminar for educational purposes. For more info, call Mr. Johnson at 646-377-4204. That's 646-377-4204. Or email at LL LLWRINGS and the number 1 at yahoo.com. That's LLWRINGS number 1 at yahoo.com.
This ad was approved by Lamus Legal Writing and Editorial Services, a paralegal LLC company registered with the state of New York.
Advertise with us at NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. We offer your business to get in on the ground floor of a fast-growing podcast with voice or video ad spots on our show. Let us help you advertise your products, services, events, fundraising, games, and tournaments here at the NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. For more info, call us at 347-776-7070. That's 347-776-7070, or email us at nycyouthsportspodcastshow@gmail.com. That's nycyouthsportspodcastshow@gmail.com. We're back at the podcast show, NYC Youth Sports. We're here with Coach Ellis, and we want the question is, you have a question?
Really not a question. I just wanted to let people know too. Like parents, their responsibility is to take care of their kids. I understand it. They want their kid to be better, but they'll buy the kids $300 Yeezys.
Yes, sir.
Instead of having him go train. With somebody that's at Plex or wherever they are, then they wonder why the kid's not getting better. Well, Yeezys ain't gonna make you get better.
Nah.
Nope, Jordans, Yeezys, they ain't gonna make you get better. But a couple programs out here that definitely can help you get better and hone your skills. You got Lights Out Performance, that Wayne Morgan, who's a former Erasmus alumni. He played for Mobetta Jaguars, played at Syracuse University, has an opportunity as a pro. Dave LeGree, another Mobetta Jaguar, Jamal Schulters. These are all dudes who have been through the city process. KJ Stroud got the biggest receiver program in the city. Playmakers Academy, he has all the top receivers who come out. Like, these are all dudes that have the knowledge to give back to the kids. And, you even got Bruce Eugene. I'm forgetting about Big Bruce. He got the quarterback thing online. It's a lot of people here to help the youth, and we just got to invest in ourselves and invest in our kids.
And not Yeezys.
Not Yeezys, not Apple Watches.
And another thing they got to invest in is process.
Yes, the process is a long, tedious process.
Yes.
Everybody's process is not the same.
Yeah.
Everyone is not going to the Big Ten schools or SEC.
Nah.
There's a niche for everybody. There's a niche for everybody, and trust your process and your path.
Well, while we continue to talk to Brain Ellis, our lines are open right now. There's some things that I seen on the posters and Facebook. Some possibilities, or maybe it might be even a wish list. This fall, Staten Island Hurricanes versus the Brooklyn Chiefs. Let's talk about it.
Oh, I seen that. That brings back an old rivalry from like I used to love watching. From 2009, I came back, and the youth football circuit was real crazy then. And it was the Brooklyn Chiefs, the Renegades, Staten Island Hurricanes, Yonkers Gladiators. Those used to be bloodbaths on the field. It wasn't okay, we'll come out, play, somebody can slap by 40 points. It was real hard-nosed football. You hear the pads cracking, and it was just great. And the atmosphere was so good because people lined up around the field to watch these young men play.
Friday Night Lights at Gershman. Y'all call me, 347-776-7070. Call me, let's talk about it.
The movement ain't Gersh no more, though. We ain't the wave is Canarsie.
I was saying how we used to be at Gershman.
We made the wave Canarsie last year, remember?
Yes, sir.
The games they had at Canarsie last year was nice. Was very, very entertaining.
Except for one.
Which one was that? Okay.
Renegades. We see you getting caught.
That wasn't at Canarsie.
Yes, it was.
The Hurricanes was.
No. Jets against the Renegades. Playoff game.
It's all right, man. Our trophies look very nice.
So, what year you started at Canarsie? What year you started?
I started.
Did you start as head coach or you?
I started at Canarsie as a head coach
Uh-huh.
2 years ago. This is my second season.
Uh-huh.
Before that, I was coaching at Eagle Academy for
Which one?
in Queens.
In Queens?
I started the program there with the middle school.
Okay.
So going back to, that takes us back to the model out of state, right?
Okay.
The model out of state is these young kids, they played for the same program from youth all the way up to high school. They run the same system. New York City, we don't do that because we don't have feeder teams. Everybody got so many youth teams that we pull from as high school coaches, so there's no one system that all the kids are running, right? So I was the phys ed teacher at Eagle Academy for young men in Queens, and I started the football program for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So we were playing in Big Apple as a middle school. We were the first middle school to do that, which was great. So I had those kids that were going to run the same system, and it was working perfectly. You know, it was a beautiful thing. You know, it's a culture that there is outside of here where football is grown from the youth.
Podcast show, can I help you? Sorry, coach.
Okay.
Hello? Oh, you just cut him off. He got called back. You just cut him off.
So, you know, when that fell apart, I went over to Grand Street. Bruce Eugene had inquired about me coming over. So I picked up the phone, I called him and said, "You still got a spot for me?" He said, "Yeah." And that's how history became.
Okay.
You know, it was one of the greatest offensive football minds that were out here.
He said he don't want nobody to know that. I said to him. Peter, he said he told me he don't want nobody to know that.
He don't want nobody to know it, but I mean, that guy out there, it's like he like playing basketball with a kid on his knees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he could dial up an offense any day of the week, and it was beautiful. You know.
Podcast show, can I help you? This is Coach Uncle Milt.
Hey, what's up?
Yes, who we talking?
It's Courtney.
Hey, Mr. Parlin, how you doing?
I'm great, man. What's
This is Coach Uncle Milt.
Coach, I'm sorry, Coach.
Hey, Coach Milt.
Miller? How you doing, Coach Miller?
All right, Coach Milton.
Oh, Milton. How you
Yes, I met you a couple of years ago at your Super Bowl game. We talked.
All right.
All right. I don't know if you remember. We was with Mike June, and we was on the side talking football politics. So how's Big Apple?
Big Apple doing well.
All right.
So, what do you want?
Say it again.
What do you want?
That's Mr. Phenomenal talking.
He knows who it is. I know who he is. He's the troublemaker. He's calling to start some kind of trouble. What do you
Well,
want?
start it.
Hey, Mr. How you doing, Mr. Phenomenal? What's going on?
I'm doing great, my brother. How you been?
Can't complain, man.
I'm hearing some big things going on over in the Big Apple.
Hey, Big Apple's doing well, man. You out there working hard.
Okay.
So, what should we look for this year? Something new? Tell me something new.
You look forward to a lot of diversity, a lot of new teams, and definitely a more exciting league. And you're going to see a lot of surprise guys out there on the field. You see a lot of surprise organizations, and it's going to blow your mind.
Could you give us insight on the new teams?
Well, let's put it like this. I'm gonna put that out there in the next 30 days.
And you got to come live on our show to do it.
Say again?
And you got to come in our studio to do it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't miss that for the world. You know, definitely get in the studio, mix it up.
Yeah.
And be careful what I say,
You know, remember the old retarded game? What was that thing? Where it was space, the rocks and it breaks up and you don't hit the shit. There's something going on in youth football.
What, asteroids?
Yeah, asteroids. There's something going on in youth football with these leagues, man. We trying to find some information about what's going on, and we're gonna get to the bottom of it. But we definitely want you to come in and say, you know, if you could get some of those rocks that broke off to Little Pebbles, you can scoop some of those up.
Well, listen, they'll come in. I do think that the leagues around the city, there's a lot going on. I think that what you're going through, it's kind of like, like the stock market. Eventually it'll settle down. It's like a correction. Everything, people blow up and things go into but then the market corrects itself. So, same thing with the stock market. The market corrects itself right now. That's all I think. And eventually it's going to clear. And, good investment is going to be a good investment.
Yeah, we at the podcast show want to say this. We want everybody to come out good as far as youth football, because the number one priority is the game and kids. So, we want great competitive games. We don't want that across stuff that don't mean nothing. And we want to crown the first champion of New York City and support them down in nationals.
Oh yeah,
that's what I like.
I think that's what you're going to see more and more in the city because of the way things are being shaken up. You're going to eventually get that one true champion out of the city, and I think also we're going to see more of people really spending more time and taking care of their business with children. I think a lot of the back and forth political parts of everything that was going on. I think a lot of that is from people want to play football. They want to get back to playing football. They want quality games. And let me tell you something. It's just not New York City only. It's Jersey. It's Connecticut. It's a lot of places that are playing a lot of subpar football. Not because the program is subpar, but because you have one or two high quality or high end teams. But those teams that they're winning in their league, they can't get games or they're not effectively playing another team. So you might have two teams in the league that's really good, but then after you play with one or two teams, then you pretty much the season's over. And I think good teams don't want that. Good teams want to play 8 straight games, not knockout football. And I think that's where it's going right now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah,
when it used to be, if you lost 2 games, you might not make the playoffs.
Exactly. And you know what happens then? Only the cream rises to the top at that point. And people who are really super competitive in that way, they understand it. And so any team that's those competitive teams, they want that. Listen, everybody wants to play 7 to 8, like I said, bang-out games. Nobody wants to play those games when you beat a guy 70-0 and it means nothing. And you stop calling plays after the first quarter, you get to calling plays. So I don't think top teams, they don't want that. People don't want that. They want good competitive games, those games that are 18 to 20, the 16 to 12 games. That's what people want.
Mm-hmm. So, Mr. Troublemaker, Jets, Wolfpack, who you got?
You said Jets and Wolfpack, or you're starting something right away. You couldn't wait to get me involved in this, right? Hey, you know what you always say? What's left?
Yeah. Well,
He said, what's left?
What's left?
What's left? Okay. So when you started that when you started the junior mic season?
Season starts in May, around May 15th or so.
Okay.
And that should be a really interesting season. You have a lot of teams playing in the tiny mic season, which is going to be a microcosm of what Big Apple's going to look like in the fall. I think you look at that tiny mic lineup, you're going to see a lot of teams out there playing against each other, and you're going to be, pleasantly surprised and enjoy the games. I mean, like I said again, it's about parity. It's play on each other's level, not, blowouts. One team is better than another. When you start matching up these teams and everybody's even, then that's when the real coaching takes place.
Okay, Mr. Powell, I want you to put your sales hat on. I'm an organization looking to get out of my situation. My situation is looking funky. It's going on. The leadership is going the other way. And I'll give you a call. What you say to me, Mr. Powell?
Well, the first thing we say is, how can we service your program? We want to be able to service your program and make your parents happy and make you proud. We want to figure out where your program is going to be beneficial coming in. So that's the first thing. How can we service you? What do you have? And how can we service you? What are your parents looking for? We want to make sure we put on the whole show. You know, I don't know if you remember back in the 90s when we had camera. Camera did the whole show. Dance, sing, the rap, the music. That's kind of what we're saying. We want to be able to put on the whole show. So one of the things that we want to do is get a program in the league and see how we can better that program from dressing you from uniforms, helmets, to helping you out with your business plan, putting you in contact with the right political people to get money towards that program. That's what we're about. We're about building your brand. We want to build your brand.
And help you fundraise. And help you fundraise.
Absolutely. I mean, because the bottom line is, the stronger your program is, the better the league is. The league is only strongest as weakest program. That's how I look at it.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we definitely want to thank you for calling in. We don't want to use up all your time, because we definitely want you to come in here live.
Live with that information. With that information, Mr. Pollard.
And by the way, I was always better than you on the Big Apple Sports Show.
Hey, listen, man. When I get in the studio next week, it's going to be something different. All habits die hard. You know what I'm saying? So I'll see you next week.
Thank you, Mr. Pollard. And just like I tell everybody that's a guest on the show, our phone lines, our doors is always open to you personally. Whatever you want to do, promote, fundraise, whatever, bring it to the show, and we'd be glad to give our services to you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. You guys have a great night, and keep on doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.
So we got it live. You heard it live from the Troublemaker. I mean, Mr. Pollins. He was Mr. Pollins tonight.
Yes, Mr. Pollins. Yeah.
You know, but I know him as the Troublemaker. So I guess we'll be looking for some real big things going on over there in Big Apple, you know. And what's good about it is the man said he'll be here next week, so we'll get to ask the questions that we couldn't ask on the phone.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Ellis, you were saying starting the program at Canarsie, and
it was a very great opportunity, because if you grew up playing New York City football in the late 90s to early 2000s, you knew Canarsie was a powerhouse.
Yeah, my cousin went there.
You knew Coach Cam.
I'm an alumni.
I think he's an alumni.
Yeah. And so you knew Coach Cam and the legacy that he has left at Canarsie High School and New York City football as a coach.
Played football.
And it was a surreal opportunity, because it's right back home in the neighborhood. You know, I grew up in Canarsie. You know, my family's from there. I've been there since I was 7. You know, I hung out in Flatbush, Thursday in Flatbush, but Canarsie was home. I just couldn't go to Canarsie for high school because it's too close to home for me. I'm like, you know what, I'm trying to get some skins.
You probably wouldn't have been in UMass if you went out the rock.
So I said, if I'm gonna take the 40-minute bus ride, I'll make sure
it worked out.
Yeah,
it worked out. Looking back, it worked out.
So, you know, it was my homeboys, everybody I knew played for Canarsie, and like walking down the block after school, after practice over, and they come out the locker room, and I'm walking down there like, yo, I'll see y'all in a couple of weeks, man. Yo, you know what? So it was just like a surreal thing when I got offered the head coaching job. It was like, yeah, I got it. I'm gonna take this. You know.
Is that a different? Because I think when you play the game, I play basketball, so I play, the competitiveness and you're getting ready and preparing yourself physically and mentally. That goes away because you're not playing at that level. And when you start coaching, that brings back that.
Oh, yeah.
To see the kid you've been working with since training camp. This kid, he do, I don't think this kid get it. All of a sudden, the light kicks on, and that adrenaline is just like playing, just about. You're so happy for the kid,
It's crazy because people say to me all the time, If you don't miss playing, you should play rough. You should play semi-pro. No. I'm not running and hitting anybody ever again in my life. I said I get my joy from watching my kids play, and they, because as a coach, as a mentor, you put a lot into these young men to see them successful, and you want them to be greater than you were. It's not I want you to be as good as me. No, I want you to be better than me. I'm gonna give you all the tools so you can do what you have to be better than me. And if you talk to many of my players, my former players, they know on game day. I'm talking about Coach Brian. He got his headphones on before the game. Everybody say I'm looking like I'm about to fight somebody. No, I'm just getting my mind right because we about to go to battle. And these kids gotta understand like there's a switch that clicks. You can't go out in the game and say, hey, I'm about to play football. No, you're gonna get your ass kicked. So,
you gotta be mentally ready to,
Yeah, so I still get that adrenaline rush, that go. And my mom and dad, they know because they come to all the games. They everything. They're like, oh, Brian's ready. He's ready. The boys better get ready because he's ready. So I just love it, man. And I love coaching and giving back to the kids.
Let's switch gears for a minute. Aiden.
Oh man, you talking about the little monster.
Explain who he is.
That's my son, man.
Okay. How old is he?
He's 7.
Okay.
He's 7.
Tiny Mike? Junior Mike?
He played Junior Mike last year. He's been playing since he was 4.
Oh, wow, okay.
So, yeah, this is 4th year. I think he done played 4 seasons because he played 3 with the Tiny Mites, and then he played 8U last year. They won the championship. That was the problem.
What youth program he's at?
Renegades.
Renegades? All right. Okay, hold on, Coach Ellis. The podcast show, NYC Youth Sports. Who's this?
Coach Trav.
Coach Trav?
Yeah.
Hey, Coach Trav from the Brooklyn Chiefs.
All right.
Yeah, you can tell that voice. Trav, stop trying to sound all cool on the phone, bro.
What's going on, brother? We just had Big Apple, now we got Empire. What's going on?
Hey, man, how y'all?
We good, bro. So tell us how Chiefs doing looking this year.
Gonna have about 16.
First of all, explain who you are. Head coach, what position you coach?
I'm the vice president of Brooklyn Chiefs and also the 13U head coach.
What head coach?
13U.
13U head coach and the vice president of the Brooklyn Chiefs. Okay. And how you? Well, the question is that how's Big Apple? How's the Empire? Big Apple?
Empire is changing and getting new teams in and working on
You, I know you can't answer any questions for Empire, but I've been trying to get them on the show.
But you can't answer questions for the Brooklyn Chiefs.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
How the Brooklyn Chiefs is looking right now, far as with practicing and kids and registration? How's things going on over there?
Everything with the Chiefs is going good right now. We got a lot of new kids in. We have them right now. We're going into our Tiny White Junior White season. But the older kids from 8 to 13 are coming into practices. We practice Tuesdays and Thursdays right now. Looking to go forward to Saturday next week. But the weather permits the show.
It's rumor has it that y'all got all the coaches from youth football.
That was on the show last week.
Is that true?
Yeah, all we do is win. You know how we do. That's the Chiefs way.
How you keeping all those coaches?
While winning championships and loyalty coming together as one.
Okay, because it's a coach shortage in the league. Very serious. Some teams is doing it with 4 coaches. I'm like, how many divisions you want? They got 4 coaches.
So 4 coaches is 2 teams.
They stretching them out.
That's the problem. That's a big problem.
Yeah, they say they doing it like parents coaching.
Sometimes that's what you gotta do. You always do it like sometimes you gotta look for some help. Sometimes if your program doesn't have enough coaches to pass around, you might have to coach 2 teams.
Yeah, no, do you believe in having parents to coach?
If your parents know the game of
They got to start somewhere.
And they your coach.
They got to start somewhere. I started out as a parent.
Yeah, but
Even though I knew football, I started as a parent first. My son came home one day with a flyer talking about the Brooklyn Chiefs.
Jay was here last week, right? And he was talking.
KJ.
KJ was here last week, excuse me, and he was talking clinics.
But when you go to a practice, you take your kid to an organization, you ain't going to no clinic.
Well,
how are you gonna be instructing kids how to play this game if you don't get any kind of help on?
I come to the Renegades. And then the Renegades need an extra coach with tiny mites. I might not be the head coach, but you can believe I will be taught how to coach on the way, but there's no way I'm going to get to an organization. The first thing I'm going to is a clinic before I'm on the field. I'm not going to help.
You want to chime in?
So, speaking of like parents and clinics and coaches, I think all youth coaches should go to clinics anyway. And it's not just as a new coach, it's beneficial for all coaches. Because even like high school coaches need to go to clinics to learn and perfect their craft, because there's always new stuff going out, new techniques and all that. So with parents coaching, like you said, people, they should go to clinics and learn. And because all it is safety for the kids. Because you want to put your kid in the best situation. I put my kid in a situation where I know that he's going to learn something. I don't care about wins and losses. I care about him learning the game the proper way. I'm going to teach him what I'm going to teach him, but as a parent, I don't want to coach my kid because I got to take him home and we're going to have a different relationship off the field.
Right.
So I want to put him somewhere he's going to learn, and I know he's going to get coached up by somebody who knows the game. You know what I'm saying? So I think that youth coaches, not just the parents, should go to clinics, and they're starting to do a lot more of that. And as KJ said, yeah, it is important for us to educate the youth coaches and the parents about the game, because the more they know, the more they can teach the youth, and the better the youth come out when they come prepared for college and next level.
When I started out, I was recruited by Coach Donnie from the Bulldogs, right? My first year, eighth grade team out of Empire, Big Apple, I think it was. They had 8th grade limited. And all I did was I was probably the first teen dad or the teen parent, because they teased me about that. Lance gives me a shirt that say teen parent. I said, what the hell is this? So what I was doing, I wasn't doing no football stuff. I was just making sure the kids had water, this and this. I was just like a manager of helping the team mom, doing that. That's all I did until I said, okay, I like to do this. And the first thing you say, you gotta get on YouTube, you gotta get books, you gotta go to clinic. And that's what I did. And so my second year, I started teaching line, but I wasn't, I was just getting into the game of it and things.
I've had quite a bit of parents, women or whatever, that I taught how to coach. What I mean by me taught them how to coach, showed them and pointed them in the right direction. If you're gonna come and you're gonna coach with me, the first thing I always give you, I got DVDs that I always give everybody to watch. After they watch the DVDs, and I quiz them on, and I know that they watched them, then we move to the next step. Like a drill that I'm gonna teach you how to do a drill.
That's a clinic right there.
Yeah,
what you did was,
but what I'm saying, but Miller thinking about going to Glacier. He's Glacier.
Well, no, I didn't go my first year. I didn't go my first.
I've been in clinics where
Coach, you still on the line?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
so clinic where the most I've ever gotten out of clinics was when I went to high school clinics. But when I go to Glacier for a half hour of over my head talking, that's what Glacier is to me. So
I didn't go to Glacier. I didn't go to Glacier until my second year.
Yeah. Well, see, you went before.
I was YouTubing it. No, I was YouTubing it. My second year, but the end of my second year. They're doing the all-season glaziers in February. That's when I went to my first glazier clinic, and I loved it. And I'm like, I'll go every year when I have a chance to go.
My first glazier clinic, the coach from Alpaca was there from Florida, who runs single wing. That was my first time.
And that's why you run that, and that's why you would never leave that alone, huh?
Coach.
Tired of you.
Coach, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, so how do you bring on a dad or a parent that wants to coach, how would you start them off in a good direction of being an effective coach?
Well, like Mr. Fidel said, we'll see what that coach, we'll start him out like with discipline, like, so we'll see how he can characterize the kids himself.
Right, you can be a discipline coach on the sideline.
And see what he can do. Then we'll try to put him in position to like try to see what kind of, like how you said you was at the Bulldogs and you worked with the lines first. So we'll try to give you to see if you can work with linemen and see where you go, because you can't win games without your hogs up front. People try to go with the quarterbacks, running backs, and everything, but it starts with
My first year, I was like a team manager. I think that like a team dad or something. I didn't do any football, nothing. But I think like that was the best way to do, so you can understand what the head coach does. It's certain things that goes on in a coaching staff function that you can't just be that because I had a coach, a dad calling timeouts. And I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? I didn't get the call. I've been coaching for 5 years. I don't get a call of time. So it's different. It's different.
Like you said, we know that the team managers, they follow proper protocol and try to see what's going on, like you said, and learn the ropes. Yeah. And then once they have that installed in them, they're able to give suggestions and able to talk about certain things. And you know what you're right. Let's try to work it this way. Okay,
Coach, hold on, stay on the line. We're gonna go to a break, right? And
we'd like for everybody, just while you're still on the line, we'd like for you to go subscribe, press like, while we go pay some bills.
All right. Looking to get involved in sports media? Be a volunteer for a youth sports podcast show as associate producer, sports journalist, or in video production. If you are into sports, we need you to cover our youth sports games, football, basketball, baseball, track, and so much more. We prefer you to be a high school or college student, because we're a nonprofit organization with credit towards your school. So let us start your journey with a career in sports media and production. So call us to schedule an interview at 347-776-7070. That's 347-776-7070. Or email us at NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show at gmail.com. That's NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show at gmail.com. Advertise with us at the podcast show, NYC Youth Sports. Just for $10, upload your business ad, events, fundraisers, promotions, announcements, and notifications to our email. That's NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show at gmail.com. That's NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show at gmail.com. Make sure it's a JPEG file, sizes 3.5 by 3.5. Also, send your ad fee of $10 to Cash App under the name NYC Youth Sports. That's NYC Youth Sports, or the telephone number 347-776-7070. That's 347-776-7070. Once we confirm your ad, it will be placed in rotation on the podcast show viewing page. Thank you. We back. We got Coach Travis on the line. We got Coach Ellis from Canarsie.
Two chief coaches.
Yeah.
one youth.
Okay. So Travis, continue to answer about how would you bring in a dad coach, a dad or mom coach.
So like I said, you give them a small task first. You allow them to express themselves and see where they can venture off at with the program, and you give them a role, and you start them out with like discipline and structure. And once you can give them the discipline and structure, and you give them a task like, let's say we're dealing with the linemen, just regular drills like feet work, hands, and see where they can go from there. Incorporate them in the on the coaching staff.
Okay. Any questions for Coach Trav?
No, don't like him.
You don't like him?
That's cool. Chiefs for life.
Chief for life.
Yo, what time's practice on Saturday, Trav?
Now, we don't got Saturday practice here right now.
So what days?
We'll the break that will be out. We practice Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 8 at George Gershwin Junior High School right now.
All right, Coach Trav. All right, Coach Trav. I think you can answer this. So, as far as you're looking right now, you etched in stone in Empire.
Correct.
All right. That is good. Thank you, Coach Trav. Like I tell every caller, every visitor, every interview, our phone lines, our doors is always open at the podcast show, NYC Youth Sports, and I want to thank you from the bottom of the show heart for calling in and giving us your time. And I hope to hear from you, and I'll see you on that green.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Thank you. All right, the phone line's still open. Give us a call. We can talk about anything. We talk about whatever. 347-776-7070. That's 347-776-7070.
And if you got any questions for Coach Ellis about Prototype or even Canarsie High School, you know the number, 347-776-7070.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we're going to play around.
Y'all hang on. I got a caller to call. I'm gonna call him.
Give him a
I'm gonna
call.
call him, man. Well, we got something coming in. Wow. This is the podcast show, NYC Youth Sports. This is Coach Uncle Milt. We got Phenomenal here. Who is this we talking to?
This is the greatest. Coach Jay from the Staten Island Hurricanes.
Jay, what's up, man?
Yeah,
What's up, man? Jay and Coach Money Mike is part of the one of the greatest shows is out right now. The Money Mike and Jay at night. If I'm not mistaken, when your guys are coming back, man, y'all on Thursday. Well,
we don't know what we're doing right now. This coronavirus is crazy.
what the hell I got to do with?
Y'all doing a show on the internet. And it's the two of y'all in a booth in a restaurant.
Yeah, because we can't be in a restaurant. Everybody, this thing is going crazy right now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Because y'all can't be in a restaurant and not eat. I got you.
All right, so you could come to a controlled environment. We at the Green Desk here in Long Island City, and you could come here on your day. How about that?
They did say African Americans don't get it though, so I don't know.
Yo, Jay is stupid.
That's what happens when we listen to people that don't know nothing about medication or medicine.
Man, it's crazy, man. I don't like to stereotype anybody or where it came from. So, okay, this virus is like origin in the origin, right? In Asia, right?
No, Staten Island.
Staten Island.
West Nile virus came from Staten Island, so did the coronavirus.
Let's get it straight though. The most cases are in Westchester.
Wow, I think New Rochelle is having a problem.
New Rochelle's having a problem.
Now, Westchester,
They say
32
cases. Wow.
32 cases.
Wow.
From that one dude.
For that one guy?
That one guy spread 30 spread.
No, it's 121 cases.
Wow.
But 32 is Westchester. It's 121 cases in New York State.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's a small percentage because we like almost over in the whole state.
7 million.
Over that.
And no, 19 million in the whole state.
Yeah.
Oh, 7 million.
So you got 120 some cases.
But that's a small of a community in Westchester.
Wow.
So Jay, what's going on out there in Staten Island?
Regular man, we just started back up, preparing for another season. Looking good.
I heard you had I heard you had a nice opening the other day.
Yeah, it was something, but kids are playing basketball right now and everything, so, it gets a little tricky.
And see, that's something that I learned down in New Orleans, the kids down there don't play basketball.
Oh, they don't?
No, they play football.
Like
Football and track.
at the youth level?
Football and track.
Wow.
Now, if you playing basketball, you don't play football.
Yeah.
Then you play basketball or whatever. But the football player is playing track.
Before we get that, right? Listen, let me say this, right? A lot of people talk about Bruce and this and that. Bruce is a good dude. What he's doing for these kids right now is like life changing. You know what I'm saying? Some high school coaches will even do that for their own kids. You know what I'm saying? So people talk a lot about Bruce Eugene. Bruce always been solid with me ever since I met him. He always went out here to help. He even helped my older brother get into college. So people need to put some respect on Bruce's name.
You got a little brother.
Yeah, my older brother, he played at Morrisville.
I think it was really you. Yeah.
But listen, man, that was, what y'all doing over there, Leaf, you, Bruce, Candera, the whole New York Hustle staff, that's remarkable.
You want to know what's so funny is, right? We open our arms to all coaches because we need as many coaches we need from any organization, from any high school, so you don't have to fear anything, and the more hands-on, the better we get, you know what I'm saying?
It's a thing also, like to piggyback on what you say, Jay, is overall that it's just too many goddamn chiefs. Everybody want to be the boss. Everybody want to be shining. I call it the fake book syndrome, that everybody wants to be something. And the thing is this: you're only going to be good. You're only going to be good at some certain things. So the thing is this: I'm good at this. Let me join this and make that bigger part better, or that situation better.
So what I see, and like Jay said, Bruce has done nothing but help, and he's brought a outside light into the city on how to make football better. You know what I'm saying? Like before Bruce was running the spread offense, it wasn't many teams doing that. Only for Hamilton, and they spread you out to run the ball. Before it was like Bruce came in at a time where me and my brother we came in, it was prototype, and it all was a perfect storm, and that's how we got that championship at Grand Street, because the perfect storm came together, and we kicked ass and took names. You know what I'm saying? And it was a beautiful thing, because he's gonna hustle. Bruce is out there, he's gonna hustle, he's gonna do what he gotta do for his kids. He's gonna make sure they get to school, and it scares people that somebody's gonna come in and going to do that, but it's my kid, it's my community. Hold on, what? Yeah. Yo, all he's doing is help, man. You know what I mean? And one thing is, you don't need 10 different 7-on-7 teams. You don't need, okay, well, I'm gonna join this because I don't want my kids doing that. Yo, we going out and we have one team or one program represent the state or the city.
Let me tell you something. When we was in New Orleans, there's a team out there in New Orleans called the Bootleggers. I call them the Bootlickers, right? But you can believe it was their tournament we went to. They might have had.
Hey, Reese, you gotta correct Uncle Millie. You gotta be politically correct. Everybody does not want to be a chief; they want to be a hurricane.
I stand correct, Jay.
Yo, James.
I apologize.
Keep your show talk for your time, all right?
So with the Bootleggers, they got about 15 teams. They might have had 3 15Us, 3 18Us, but they were the Bootleggers. You know what I'm saying? And they were the team to beat down there.
But I mean, it's similar to what Bruce and them have here at New York Hustle, because I got 2 18Us, 2 15Us.
That's because Bruce is a nice guy.
We might not have all the dogs and everybody's a dog and can go out and compete, but we got to start from somewhere.
Right,
and
I believe that.
And when, he's a nice guy. He's allowing a lot of these kids to stay on and be part of the team, which some of them need that confidence to go back and play and learn. Because how many of these kids are really learning football at their programs?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's not many programs that really teach football here that's going to say, okay, my kid is going to be prepared to go to the next level when he leaves high school.
Or when he leaves youth sports too, because now the better off we are at a youth level teaching them, the better off it makes it for you.
Yes, and that's the trickle down effect that comes that out of state kids get because their high school head coaches run their youth football programs. They run it, they run the same offense all the way up. So by the time these kids get into 9th grade, 8th grade, they know about the back of their hand. It's like clockwork, and you've been playing with the same kids for your whole life. My first time seeing a 7th team outside of New York City was when I took the high school HSPD team. We won the city tournament, and they sent us out to Tampa, Florida, right? So we went to Tampa, Florida with the Canarsie HSPD site. It was a combination of 6 schools, 14 kids. So we had, I think 7 kids from one school, 2 from another. But these kids, they just come together to play in this little tournament. When we went to nationals, the team from Tampa, the team from Florida, every other team was a school team that they've been playing together their whole life, except for us in New Jersey and Massachusetts. So just imagine the camaraderie when you get out there. I seen the kid. That's when Calvin Benjamin was in high school, right? So now let's be talking about 2010. Calvin Benjamin was in high school in 2010, right? He played his senior year in high school. He turned 20 years old. He couldn't play the last 4 games of his senior year because he turned 20.
So they prep.
No, he was 19 in high school.
Yeah, you probably
got left back.
Reclassified.
Yes. But you 19, you're a grown man playing with these little kids, and y'all played together from little league football together. The chemistry and the camaraderie you guys have, it's crazy.
So Jay, what's going on out there in Staten Island, man? Tell us, whisper it.
What's going on in Staten Island? I don't know, man. Like, I'm just, I'll be everywhere. I'll be in Albany, back and forth. So I'm just getting back into the swing of football and everything. So, we're just trying to get it together. Before I was saying, last week we had a big album and a lot of smoke in there.
A lot of smoke. Yeah, we're gonna have Mr. Collins online live next week.
A lot of smoke, man, and it should definitely be a fun season. And definitely shout out to Brian. Brian, what up?
What up, Jay? What up, Jay? Politician.
Definitely shout out to him because last year he definitely made the league fun by letting us use Canarsie High School.
Yeah, it was a good host. He was a good host, man.
It was definitely from that element to youth football. I feel like the old days back at church.
Yeah.
Well, that's the vibe we want. We want it to be a big show for the kids. They feel like they're on the stage. We got to get them to understand playing in front of that crowd. There's not many organizations and kids that are exposed to playing at that level, where they got 500-600 people watching them play, and they're the center of attention. So just bring that vibe back and bring that back into youth football. It's a good thing. And I give a lot of shout outs to Sam and the Hurricanes because if you look at their program, their organization, with those kids that go to high school, you realize they all travel to the same high school. Like a lot of their kids go to the same high school, and those kids they have success at those high schools because they have that camaraderie. When Curtis won back-to-back championships, those kids played together since they was youth.
So they're 5 years old.
Yeah. So Ahmad, Quincy, that was like playing schoolyard football for them, making those plays.
Yeah. Jay and Mr. Phenomenal and Coach Ellis. I was on Facebook, and Nick Saban had a saying about kids bouncing from team to team, and it was encouraged and by youth sports. You
But
know,
let me tell you something, right?
that was a good quote that he said about we're talking about teams sticking together so you can get that camaraderie. Kids playing together. So when you go to the next level, you bring that
together.
Yeah, and then when you want to go out of town and play these kids that have been playing since
birth,
coming out the mother's womb, they played inside the you know, they played inside there, you know. So I see it at youth sports, youth football in particular, that when your kid look like he's something, another coach or another parent is not satisfied, and they bring the kids and they break the team up and they break, you know, and
I'm gonna tell you the problem. There's not a lot of qualified coaches, right? And it shows. And what happens is like, I have a son. My son's gonna be 12. So what happens is, like, I teach my son, we don't play for trophies. We play for a camaraderie. You want to be a team. If you can play with a team, you'll succeed in life. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how to work with people. We don't play for trophies. But some parents don't understand that. They want their child to be the man on the team.
The MVP, when he don't get the MVP, they mad.
that's a big thing at the award show. MVP. You don't get the MVP, I'm leaving.
Yo, I tell you.
I tell them, guess what? And a kid gets a trophy, right? A kid gets a trophy for that one day. He's happy. He goes home, puts it on the shelf, and no one's gonna worry about it again.
Yeah, never think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's the problem. You got a lot of parents, coaches. They come on because they parent, they want to coach their kids. Like, I haven't coached my son since he was 9 years old. He's going on 12 years right now. We don't move in a hurricane. We don't move on with our kids. If they go through the program, they get everybody that coaches. You know what I'm saying? So I trust the guys I coach with. I've been with them for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we don't play the trophy.
But Jay, like you just said, far as kids leaving because then the parents is not getting their way, I seen good coaches lost kids.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big thing with parents and kids being unsatisfied, and they don't like the way the coach is talking to the kid, or
even playing. Like, he's supposed to be the quarterback. Why is he on the line?
This is what people gotta understand, and you know, you're never gonna be. You can't satisfy everybody. You can't satisfy everybody, and you don't want to satisfy everybody. If they don't want to be with your program, see them, because it might not be the right fit for me. Like, you're not supposed to transfer in high school, right? You're not supposed to. If you don't want to be around with my team, go ahead. I will not block you from transferring. Go be happy. Reason being, you don't want that cancer around your program. You know. So if a parent likes what their kid is doing and they're really invested in what their kid is doing, and if he's learning the game and he's having fun, then the parent keeps the kid there. Like my son had options to go to other teams. And other people saying, hey, come play for me, come play. And he said to them straight up, yo, I'm a renegade. And right then, to me, that was a problem for me because my son is saying, no, I'm good. I got my squad over here. This is who I am. He's standing on his own at 6 years old. You know, so like, yo, I'm with these guys. I'm good. Thanks. You know what I mean? So that just speaks volumes. Like, yo, if my son is saying, I'm not going away, I'm not pulling him to go somewhere else.
So, Coach, how would you, like, let's say a parent leave one program, do you when you see it that it's going to be a problem, you encourage them not to come here? I don't think that's be the best fit. Like, do you say yes to that? Because sometimes, you know, some coaches fall in love with the kid, like, or the kid's talent, and want that over then.
There's situations where you can love the kid, but you want to deal with that headache. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you want that problem? What's the reason why you're leaving?
It's not worth it.
You know? Yeah. So if you're going to come here to be a problem, a headache, I don't need that.
A lot of coaches fall in that trap.
But then
fall right into that trap. Right?
A lot of coaches say,
bring him here, come on here.
They're like, damn, why not bring him here? And sometimes that kid, he come in, they'll kick him off the team because he does something stupid, and they're not going to mess up their brand for one kid. You know? Because at the end of the day, high school coaches, it's your brand. Your name and your brand is on the line.
So
if you
Jay,
don't put it out, you're in trouble.
Yo,
How did Miss Dawes think that you was one of me or Courtney on the line today?
You said who?
Shakira Dawes.
Oh, shit. Listen.
You wish you looked this good.
Yeah. Listen, and we always pay homage to everybody. You and Cody started the Big Apple show, right? But we just made it better, you know.
When the girl thought you was me?
Okay.
Listen, we pay homage the way it's due. You guys did a remarkable job over the years, you know. But then I don't know, you guys got old or something, and it's just like we don't want to do it no more. So you pass the torch to the youth.
Okay. I hear that.
I mean, I guess there's always a time you gotta pass the torch. You gotta be ready to pass it, right?
I'm always ready to pass the torch. You know why? One candle lights another candle loses nothing.
Mm-hmm. Jay, you want to stick around?
I'm about to get a haircut because I'm about to go to Manhattan. I gotta go party for the last time before everything gets shut down.
Oh, all right. No, listen, man.
Give us a date. Give us a date, man. We'll be up there.
Yo,
We'll be up there. Have some fun.
Did y'all just hear that the NBA canceled the rest of this regular season?
Next
did?
Thursday.
Huh?
They
canceled the rest of their regular season. The NBA.
No playoffs, championships, nothing?
The NBA
Regular season. They're hoping that things will be shut down before playoffs.
Yeah, and Trump just announced a 30-day ban on travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just shut down. The NBA just got shut down.
They've been on travel.
Yo, this thing is like, I don't know. I think people rush it, man. I think they rush it, man. Because, I mean, it's not like it's 1% in the country, man. It's like below 1%. Way below. Not even 0.5%.
Well, they still
I'll tell you one thing, though. If you plan on going to Florida, you better book your ticket right now, because I just booked that ticket 10 later for $66 round trip.
Jay, you gotta get paid for that. we gotta call up the airline and get some advertisement money for that. Listen, Jay, man, thanks a lot, man. Listen, tell Mike, one love. Listen, we're gonna talk. We're gonna sit down, you, me, and the Leaf, and we're gonna chop it up what we're gonna do and move in the future. But thank you for calling, man. We appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you for having me.
All right, thanks. Man, we better come up to the break. And, yeah, you gonna stick around, Mr. Ellis?
Sure.
All right. I gotta, all right.
So don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah.
Prescribe.
Prescribe. This is in any kind of way, prescribe. All right? Looking to get involved in sports media? Be a volunteer for a youth sports podcast show as associate producer, sports journalist, or in video production. If you are into sports, we need you to cover our youth sports games, football, basketball, baseball, track, and so much more. We prefer you to be a high school or college student, because we're a nonprofit organization with credit towards your school. So let us start your journey with a career in sports media and production. So call us to schedule an interview at 347-776-7070. That's 347-776-7070. Or email us at NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show @gmail.com. That's NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show @gmail.com. Advertise with us at the podcast show, NYC Youth Sports. Just for $10, upload your business ad, events, fundraisers, promotions, announcements, and notifications to our email. That's NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show @gmail.com. That's NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show @gmail.com. Make sure it's a JPEG file, sizes 3.5 by 3.5. Also, send your ad fee of $10 to Cash App under the name NYC Youth Sports. That's NYC Youth Sports, or the telephone number 347-776-7070. That's 347-776-7070. Once we confirm your ad, it will be placed in rotation on the podcast show viewing page. Thank you. All right, we're back at the podcast show, NYC Youth Sports. I got a young man on the line, Mr. Draper. He's bringing, he's from D1 Nation. Is that right, Mr. Draper?
That's correct.
All right, and
we're a branch of D1 Nation, New York.
Okay, and he's bringing a Big Apple preseason game, September 5th, 2020. And first, we're gonna touch on that. We want to get some kind of beginning on you. You a coach?
Say it again. You broke up.
I'm sorry. We want to get some beginning on you, like your origin and where you started from. You're a coach, right?
That's right. I'm a coach. I coach down. I'm born and raised in New York, Long Island, Roosevelt. Played some semi-pro ball there for the Long Island Ravens. Moved down to Atlanta. Did some coaching in Atlanta. Coached on the Tri-County Hurricane. I was on the Georgia Seminoles. Then I moved back up here with my kids, and just been doing the football thing ever since I got back home.
Mm-hmm. You coach any youth football, high school football?
No, I haven't coached in the high school level.
Okay, you at the youth level?
Yeah.
Okay, what team you coach at the youth level?
Well, youth level I haven't coached in New York yet.
Yeah, okay.
All my coaching stuff came from when I was down there in Georgia.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Draper? Is it a youth football coach shortage?
You're right, but since being back and from being in Atlanta, I see it. Coaching in New York, I see it's a lot of. I'm going to realize a lot of egos involved.
Oh, you don't. Okay, all right, I understand. You haven't found the nest.
I'm trying to find that one program to want to jump in and coach. That you're going to be able to coach, and it's about coaching. Everybody wants to win, but not at the expense of selling your soul for that win.
I hear you.
So, I'm sorry, Coach. Mr. Phenomenal here. I just want to know, so how did you think about doing this game that you're going to be putting on? What made you think about that?
Well, what happened was we went down to Atlanta. We took a bunch of players from Long Island down to play in the D1 All-American Bowl. And, these kids stood out. Long Island, really stood out from New York. And everybody always looked at New York as, New York is doing ball. They don't play football in New York. That's a basketball state. There ain't no true ballers in New York. But when Long Island went down there, they stood out. So I met with the guy from D1 Nation in Georgia, the president CEO of D1 Nation, and he said, hey, man, you guys really stood out. We need to bring this to New York to really get the ballers out. So to get that game coming up top.
So what part of Long Island you in?
Roosevelt.
Say it again?
What part of Long Island?
I'm from Roosevelt.
I mean, that's where all the kids coming from, or are they coming from around the state of New York or city of New York or just Long Island?
No, the game itself is for New York State in itself. Not even just New York State. I have 4 teams from Canada that's even coming to partake in this event. And the good thing about it coming to New York, a lot of people are tired of traveling down to Georgia and Florida and all of that to play some of these big names. All these up north teams don't want to keep traveling down south. So now we're putting a platform in New York that people can come to us now.
And this is and the game's gonna be when?
The game is going to be September 5th through the 7th.
Oh, okay.
It's a weekend.
And where's it gonna be played at?
You got a venue? You got a field?
The field we're looking to lock in is the what's it called? The Suffolk PAL complex.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
They got about 2 turf fields and a grass field.
Okay.
Okay. So you're putting an invitation out for teams to join. We got you on our page, and we got your flyer in our group. And how long? I mean, what is the what you call, like, how long, what is your process right now? Like, how far you're in? You know, how far you're at right now? That's the question.
Well, right now we're just doing the registration part, teams
Okay.
signing up and everything.
Okay.
That's the way I with that part. We're getting
Okay.
a lot more teams from outside of New York to partake in it than, teams in New York. That's why we're trying to get all these New York teams, all these heavy hitters in New York to come out and really show all these out-of-state people that New York does have some balls.
All right. So I'm glad you, because you're talking to some football, what you call Mount Rushmore football guys. They can put that word out for you, and this is what the show is about.
Are you connected with New York Elite or Long Island Elite? I mean, with Joe and them?
Long Island League, that's more so the people that we're getting, but for the most part, we don't want it just to be a Long Island thing.
Okay.
We want more of these city teams out there too.
So
I'm even stretching as far as going up to getting some teams up from Cortland and all of that coming
So
down.
it's not an all-star team. So it's not an all-star team. It's actually.
No all-star. This is the actual real team.
Oh, okay.
No all-star team. We want to see that team that you're playing your regular season with, the ones that everybody calls themselves the best. Those are the teams that we want to come out.
So what's the ages? What's the ages that you trying to?
We're doing 6 to 13. We might do 14. We just have 2 14s hit us up. If we get more 14s that want to partake, we'll open it up to 14 as well.
All right. So tell us about this D1 Nation. What is it doing for teams nationally?
Well, basically, D1 Nation, we're branching out now. We actually have 12 states that they have directors for doing these type of events, and they have a national schedule out. They're really going out trying to expose the youth from all these different states. Now, all these states have so many leagues and all that stuff, and a lot of people don't want to take the nationals down in Florida and all of that. D1 Nation is reaching out to all these different states and hosting our own nationals.
Oh.
And we're doing our own All-American games.
So what you're saying is, for instance, let's say my team is a part of AYF.
Say again?
Let's say my team is affiliated with AYF, American Youth Football.
That's not a problem. If you still want to partake in this national, say for instance you're playing and you don't make your national, but you beat some of the heavy hitters in the games that we put you in, you still have the opportunity to play in the national championship in Atlanta in December.
See, but that's what the question I'm asking then. There are games that you'll be putting together outside of my league games then.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what I'm realizing too. A lot of times, a lot of these games they play within their league. The kids don't get that exposure. I realize now kids want to play these kids that they're seeing on YouTube and Instagram. They want to play those kids in all these different states and all that stuff. That's what pushing these kids to want to get into sports more. Is that social media has changed the game for the youth. And I think the numbers are dropping a lot, especially on Long Island, because a lot of people aren't doing all that traveling and playing different teams outside their leagues.
All right, well, that's a good idea.
I mean, that's another option for those who don't go to nationals. They have another option. But, we at the podcast show, I don't know, we said it a couple of times tonight, and we said it in other shows that we like to crown and root for the champion, 1 or 2 teams, I really don't particularly like options, if you're not going to Florida and they want to go to your event, that's fine, you know what I'm saying? But we know that going to Florida is a conference league, is a conference game, and it's sanctioned by the country, so, that's where,
Like he's saying though, there's a lot of
And I agree with that, but you look at it like this, the Florida one is for the teams that's in that league.
Right.
If you're not a part of that league, you wouldn't be able to partake in that event. What happens to the big hitters that can beat the teams that are in that league?
But why they not in the league though? Why they not in the league that's conference?
You're right, and I think that more so comes from a lot of people from these different leagues. Maybe they don't like structure. Maybe they don't like what they have. I don't know. I can't speak for those teams. Why wouldn't you join those big leagues?
Yeah, why you not did? That's what you need. That's somebody what Empire needs, Big Apple needs, Metro North needs. They need teams that that's in these structure leagues, so they can get the competition that's needed.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Everybody can come together and join one of these big leagues. That'll make New York even better.
Yeah.
But, you know, what would it really take to make everybody see the bigger picture of this youth football?
Like Michael said, look at a man in the mirror.
Right.
And get rid of that ego and think about new sports. Hey, Mr. Draper, we gotta go. We're running out of time. Listen, man, just like I say to all my guests, the telephone lines, callers, and people that's promoting something, our phone lines, our doors is always open to you. I want to thank you for having patience with us. You know, I've been trying to get you on for about 2 weeks now, and we just kept running out of time, and I said I'm going to make it happen this week for you. Okay, so
I really appreciate it.
As we get closer to the season, because we still didn't get no real information on tryouts. Well, you said it's not an all-star team; it's regular. You know what's?
Yeah, definitely, because once this is over, once we get closer, once this event is over, we are doing D1 All-American game in Atlanta. This time we took teams from Long Island last year. This team we're taking players from all across New York. So that'll be something we get back on once time be closer, setting up tryouts and all the stuff for that. So we can really go down south and show what New York has to offer.
all right, so, you know, when it gets closer, maybe the summertime, the beginning of the summer, come in live when you're in New York City, and let's talk about it even more when you got more information on the developments and things.
Definitely.
Okay? Thank you very much, Mr. Draper, and I hope to hear from you again.
All right, thank you.
All right. I want to thank you, Coach Ellis. You know, we're running out of time. You know, I like to stay where we can. We all got somewhere to go. Yeah, that's how I know. You got to go home, but you got to leave here.
Exactly.
And
but before we leave, we need the people out there to press that subscribe button.
you too. Press it. Going out. Thank you guys. Coming up is closing, a pre-take closing, and that's it.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure. Hey, Mr. Phenomenal, Coach Milton, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming. We're back. NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. We all about people, places, and things. We provide a platform for people who's involved in making youth sports irrelevant, the places where the games are played, the events are held, the things that bring us together as one family to promote youth sports in New York City and the surrounding counties. We want you to know, winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is view us every Wednesday at 9 o'clock and give us a call at 347-776-7070. That's 347-776-7070, or visit our upcoming new website at nycyouthsports.org. Not .com, but nycyouthsports.org. So bring us your upcoming events, promotions, advertisement, fundraiser, because bottom line, we want you to know at our podcast show, you have a friend. Ain't that good to know that you have a friend? So good night, God bless, Coach Uncle Milt, and I'm out.